Another interesting thing that happened this year, which was kind of sad, but gave us a very interesting quote, a very popular quote now, which is Kitakuramba. That very funny quote came from none other than Pastor Mackenzie, who unfortunately did commit some atrocious crimes, or at least convinced people to commit very atrocious crimes upon themselves. People were excavated, upwards of 400 bodies were excavated in Shakaola, and that was like a whole traumatic, scary movie. I'm just like, these things happen in Kenya. You know, we see these things happening outside the country. It's always like, that's some white people stuff. But we actually saw this horrific, horror-filled conversations and excavations and all of these things. And we're like, okay, maybe it's just that it's less documented, but it truly still does happen. Because how do you convince more than 400 people to not only starve themselves but to starve themselves to death? Like, that is some cult like energy and power. Like, that guy must, he should be studied. He really should be studied. But he did give us the very famous quote, Kitakuramba or Kitawaramba, and I think it's a way of Kenyans kind of giving ourselves that reproach of like, it was dark time, but we have some humor out of it, so like a trade-off maybe. I don't know, it was horrible, honestly. Still now, I don't even know how to describe Pastor Mackenzie. That was a whole thing. However, there were so many other interesting things that happened this year, including the breakups of some artists, the divorces of others, the marriages of others, and the breakups at the same time. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happened during 2023 that we really should take note of, and I feel like we've covered most of it even on the last episode last year, just before we did the final episode of this year. Anyway, we covered a lot of these stories during the 2 recaps that we've done in the past couple of weeks. So in case you are still feeling like there's something we missed out on this episode, check out those episodes for sure. You will see we have missed very little.